Hello and welcome to the only German military cemetery in the Netherlands. We are near the little village of Ysselsteyn, and on this cemetery here are 31,598 German soldiers buried. Most of them were killed in World War II, but there are 85 who were killed in World War I, and those are the graves that we're looking at here now. Of the well over 31,000 soldiers buried here, there are roughly 6,000 that are unknowns, which is one of the graves we're looking at here. And the cemetery has also been used to bury soldiers, Polish, Dutch and Russians who fought for the Germans, as well as graves of women and children and men who were incarcerated at Kamp Vught after World War II. These were collaborators or war criminals. At the cemetery, 3,000 soldiers who were first buried at Margraten at the American cemetery have been moved here, and 1,700 soldiers that were first buried at Arnhem, where there was a German cemetery, have also been moved here. This is a stone that needs repair. You don't see that often. These graveyards are properly maintained. Because there are no units, only names and ranks and dates, it's difficult to figure out who died where. A date is not usually a good enough clue for where a soldier was killed. Starting in 1950, they opened all the graves of the unknown soldiers in an attempt to identify them, and of 7,330 this was successful, and they now have a known grave. The size of this cemetery is huge. There are 106 blocks of 12 rows with 25 graves each. At this German cemetery, every German has his own gravestone. This is unique. At all other German cemeteries, which are on formerly occupied territory, the Germans are usually buried together, 2 to 1 stone or even more. Here, virtually all soldiers have their own grave marker. There are a couple of communal graves, which I'm going to show you. Along this path there are a number of communal graves. This one has 5 unknown soldiers. Here, these all died on 23rd of November 1944. And these were all killed on October 5th, 1944. It's not clear why these have been buried together. Maybe they've not been able to separate the remains, because they were buried in a pit. In the center of the cemetery is a place for wreaths next to a concrete cross. And because it's almost Christmas time, there is a Christmas tree. $31,585. It's the biggest German cemetery, German war cemetery for the Second World War. There is one other monument that I wanted to show you. It's a memorial stone to Lodewijk Johannes Timmermans. He was a captain in the Dutch army, and he took care of the cemetery from 1948 to 1976. He became known as the father of this cemetery, and after he died in 1995, he was cremated and his ashes were scattered on the cemetery, and he made a memorial stone for him. It is a sobering experience walking here. It's very different from an Allied cemetery, which has more grandeur. This is very sober, of course, but even so, it's and the graves continue all the way towards the forest edge. With this shot of Officer Johan Sandersveld, I've chosen him totally random. But I'm going to say goodbye for now, and thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye bye.